LonerBox desperately tries to avoid having an opinion. Oh my lord. Okay. Alright, well. Here we go.
There are
wow.
no standards for Ethan. It was going to happen any day, so why not Ethan? What's wrong with Ethan doing it? Don't piss off rich, powerful, spiteful people.
This is banger
That's
on
not
banger
the justification.
violence.
He's just doing it because he doesn't like that group of people. Don't criticize Ethan Klein while reacting to his content. That's the social standard that's set. It's only a short LonerBox video. It's only about 16 minutes long. But I did, guys, full disclosure,
Reaction
I watched
to
the
reactions.
first few minutes of this video.
Oh, Lord.
When I first woke up yesterday, and it made me so angry, I immediately DM'd LonerBox, and I linked this video. I said, this is a terrible video. You sound bothered whenever you talk about Ethan these days. Talk to Pisco. And he said, are we going on Live and Learn next week? So it seems I'll probably bring it up then. I said, God bless. Thank you for the 5 gifted quality. Appreciate it.
Stop. It's too long.
So, we're going to take a look at this, okay? Let's take a look.
Moral frogging about the kaceytron.
By the way, just so you guys know, Kuihman literally does the same thing as Sofer, okay? Hosting a community full of LonerBox haters, alright?
Who sincerely believes.
We do love
LonerBox is just soft, okay?
LonerBox, though. We do love LonerBox, okay, regardless. It's just this Ethan stuff. Apparently, he's had some retarded takes on the Venezuela stuff, too, which we'll see. We'll get into that at some point. I don't know if we'll do it tonight, probably tomorrow. But I want to watch that Pisco debate when it happens.
Just fucking playing Warcraft and just fucking having videos on in the background and not pausing that often. Even that was like way above and beyond anything kaceytron was doing. She fucking just leaves videos on.
But I did have breakfast.
Who is we? Who loves Loam and LonerBox? All of us. We love LonerBox. We love Loam.
To what we care about, right? Yeah. So the reason why I'm isolating this and giving you
I don't understand what Pisco wants from this. Pisco he's correct in pointing out that when Ethan said that this was to protect copyright or to set a precedent that it has to be malicious intent, otherwise, like, that doesn't really make any sense to me, because obviously you don't need any malicious intent to sue people. It makes sense in a moral way, like as a moral argument, it's okay to say that, like, yeah, I think in this social circle, it's probably okay to have a standard that if someone is maliciously talking about stealing content or from depriving you of views, like intentionally, then you should probably have less sympathy for them when they do it.
So that's like worthless. That's like a worthless statement. The idea, he's just gone from, so he has switched between 2 positions there, right? So
I can't believe the bridge is still intact. It's crazy.
Okay, cool. Moves on, right? So he's saying it's fine to have his first position that he's laying out is it's fine to set a social precedent that malicious reactions are not allowed. But he doesn't actually
I love
fulfill that
Rocketeers.
position.
Best enemy ever. Wow, they're so
and then
fair.
We shift into this total bullshit non-position that is just like not an opinion, not an argument, not worth shit. It's the sort of thing that his father would do if he was on Piers Morgan, trying to sound edgy but not give an actual take. Sort of that. It sounds a lot like his father in many points in this video. I've got to be honest.
What? Wait, whose father now?
And he says he moves it into, we shouldn't feel sympathy. We should feel less sympathy. Now that's nonsense. That's nothing. You're not saying anything when you say retarded shit like, I have less sympathy if you do this. That's not a position. It's not a take. It's not an argument. It's a statement of emotion. It's not something that can be logically attacked.
I mean, it's indicative of a position?
It's not something that can be...
Calling Destiny his father?
You know, undermined in any way. It is your feeling, and it is fucking...
Are we sure that they have a bridge? I don't think... Like, is it me, or I would never treat any orbiter like this, nor would I think, like, anybody... Like, I wouldn't... Like, dude... oh my god, I wouldn't...
Worthless, and you know someone is a pussy retard when they start watering down their takes to this level. So in this topic, LonerBox is being a total pussy retard. It's this absolute just cowardly position. We start talking about, oh, I feel less sympathy. The Oreo does it, Destiny does it. Sad to see LonerBox doing it. Give a fucking opinion. Say something that can be attacked. It's so cowardly. So that's the first thing. Now, let's attack the actual position. So, LonerBox thinks or wants to say, he wants to say this, he doesn't say this, he wants to say this, but he's scared to. LonerBox thinks there should be a social standard set that you're not allowed to do malicious reactions. Well, why not? If they're transformative, who cares if you're trying to attack the person's business? If they're doing something wrong, you should want to attack their business. When you're reacting to Tim Pool, you should want to deprive him of income because he's a terrible fucking person and he's doing terrible shit. Right?
Is he slamming
You're
his table?
trying to damage his business. That's the goal. You want people to not respect him. You want people to not watch him. You want people to ignore him. So as long as you're actually producing like a legitimately transformative piece of content or engaging in like a fair way, not necessarily good faith or not, you know, malicious, but fair, maybe you could even say fair use, then we're fine with it. That should be the stance. So fuck this retarded idea of, oh, if you're doing it maliciously, no, this is like something that kind of makes sense in a different example, non-political examples, or it's XQC watching a Lemino video. You can kind of make arguments here. But the idea that when you're talking about political content, you should do it without malicious intent, retarded. Fucking retarded. Next level fucking stupid. Or drama content, so dumb. Let's carry on.
Especially with kaceytron, because she literally is a market replacement fucking machine.
So especially with kaceytron, because she's a market replacement machine. So because kaceytron has infringed on copyright in the past, it's okay for her to be sued here. Not making a statement on this specific case or why she's being sued here. He's saying because of past actions, you shouldn't care about this. Again, retarded.
It's like a serial market replacement machine.
Is Kuihman arguing that the reason why LonerBox is being cowardly is because he's not giving the actual reason why Ethan Klein is suing kaceytron, that being of spite? That being of justifiable spite, actually? I mean, if so, you can say that, but this just doesn't seem anything to be this angry over, you know? Like, this guy is just so full of rage and temperament, okay? All the time. Just lack of temperament. So full of rage and lack of temperament, okay?
The thing that's bugging me about it, though, is like you can hold Ethan to those standards and you can correct him on it, but at the end of the day, when you look at the side that he's like up against, like that group, like the Casey.
Okay, so what has kaceytron done to Ethan? What has kaceytron done wrong to Ethan? What has Denims done wrong to
Be part of a snarking community?
Ethan? What has Frogan done wrong to Ethan?
Be part of a snarking community?
Then, once you've answered that question, which I don't think you really can, you'll say something
No, I can't.
retarded. You'll say something fucking stupid, like, oh, well, they associate with Hassan's community, and that community has been so... And you're going to do some retarded collective guilt by association shit. That's...
Collective punishment is a perfect word. A perfect string of words. 2 words, okay? Used in order to absolve any group of snarkers from responsibility. All you have to do is be a smaller group of content creators, all right? You have to be a community of smaller content creators who acts in tandem with one another to snark on one particular person, and you can just simply claim victim every single time you get criticized or gone after, all right? Instead, all the critique is put onto the larger content creator that is being snarked on, rather than this dedicated community who make their entire living going after one person. That's nuts, okay? There has to be some way, shape, or form to go after a community of smaller content creators who cry bully their way to the top. There has to be. Otherwise, the field is unsustainable. Otherwise, every single time you reach larger content creator status, you're just essentially fucked. Because you'll always have a group of haters who are dedicated to hating on you, right? There has to be some way for you to retaliate. Even if the stated reasoning for the retaliation is fake, even if it is out of spite, there is no other good way to do good retaliation. And if you try to debunk allegations against you, just so you know, it's not enough. Debunking allegations is something that is reserved only for the delusionally privileged, okay? Debunking allegations is not enough when they're not even acting in good faith. If people are acting in good faith, debunking allegations would be enough and they would go away. But no matter how many times you debunk them, they always come back. Why? Because their goal was never to see whether or not you're innocent. Their goal is to find reasons to destroy you.
That's the first thing you might do. Second thing you might do is Denims justified CPS. She didn't. Third thing you might do is Denims' whole chat was spamming call CPS. No, it wasn't. That's an edited clip that's filtered down to include only the messages about CPS and parenting from a massive time span, excluding like thousands of other messages. So we can walk down every talking point you could potentially give, and it's all fucking bullshit. It's all total bullshit. And let's say you manage to find something. Let's say you find, well, Denims called Ethan a Zionist, and when Denims says Zionist, what she means is genocide supporter who wants Palestinian kids to die. Does that justify financial ruination? No. And you know it doesn't, and they will.
If you're part of a community who is dedicated to financial ruination of one person, I don't think you get to cry bully power imbalance when the larger content creator also tries to financially ruin you. I think that's so fair, you have no idea. I think that's entirely fair, actually.
Never lay out their full thinking. That all LonerBox will do for this whole video is sit there and start comparing.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a reason why the law allows larger people with more power to sue smaller people into oblivion, right? People with less power into oblivion. There's a reason why that's allowed within the law. The reason why that's allowed is because snarking is not something that's simply been invented in the age of the internet. Snarking, Salem witch trials, shit like that, the Inquisition, shit like this, has been prominent throughout society and throughout human history, okay? There has to be ways of countering shit like this. There has to be a way to counter mob mentality, okay? There has to.
Israel-Palestine, like always, saying, you know, giving his analogy, oh, well, what you've got to understand is, yeah, sometimes when you're in war, you don't know whether the enemy combatant is, like, a civilian or not, so you just have to shoot every kid in a 50-mile radius. That's, like, the sort of analogy that LonerBox used.
Kind of, yes. Kind of, yes, actually. I mean, this is going to be really harsh to say, okay? But when Hamas is employing child soldiers to kill people and to suicide bomb, and they don't abide by the rules of war or international law in any way whatsoever, what choice do you have?
To try and excuse
right?
Ethan's behavior here, unironically. It's like he starts sounding deranged about the other topic because he's excusing so much. And that's this whole video.
You draw in denims, all that. Yeah. It's like, it's like you're, it's just the, it's like you're watching two groups fighting, okay? You're watching two countries fighting, and one side is just firing chemical weapons, non-fucking stop, all over the shop. And then the other side gets a little bit fucking pissy and drops like a tactical nuke on like one part of their installation. And then the only thing you're talking about is like the fucking tactical nuke that's being used.
Oh yeah, that makes total sense. That makes total sense.
I think the behavior of the other side is like kind of the fact that they just like there's nothing that holds them to account. Like it doesn't matter how wrong they can be. It doesn't matter how.
What do you mean they've received bans from Twitch? Denims was banned for the Osama bin Laden thing.
Yeah, they're slap on the wrists compared to what other people get. They're slap on the wrists. Twitch has a double standard of enforcement, and you are lying if you ever say that they don't have a double standard of enforcement. You just like countering this because you like being a contrarian, okay?
They were all banned for the Sabra Hummus panel. Do you think they're not held to account by anything?
Love going against the popular narrative.
You have literally held them to every possible account that content creators are.
Not like the other commentators.
From everything. They should literally just, the only acceptable solution is they are permanently banned from everything. They're all permanently banned from everything. Exactly, Ryan. Wow. What standards does Ethan have to live up to? None. There are no standards for Ethan. Every standard Ethan has set, he has broken. None of them care. All of them excuse everything. It is shameful. There have not been standards for Ethan in over 2 years.
And moral their actions can be, or how much...
In fact, there have arguably never been standards for Ethan. You can just go back and look at how much of a scar...
I mean, I'm not gonna... Listen, okay? I think I agree at this point, at the very least. Okay? Going after Destiny was probably not the right move, considering Pedal Troll was around. Okay?
Fuck degenerate he was for the entire Kavanaugh case. And you can see it. You can see it clearly. The idea that any of them, LonerBox, gets on stream with a straight fucking face and goes, oh, so Ethan doesn't do any of the stuff that Hassan and kaceytron and all these evil people do.
But just keep in mind here that the reason why Kuihman is so filled with hatred for Ethan Klein is just because at some point Ethan Klein and Destiny had an alliance, okay? Had an alliance. This isn't... If Ethan Klein, from the very beginning, was anti-Destiny, Kuihman would have found reasons to defend Ethan Klein, okay? Every single one of these anti-fan communities, like, they just look to what is vaguely pro-Destiny or vaguely anti-Destiny, and then they draw their lines there, okay? Are you now exiled from the DG orbit? No. I don't think so. My perms are taken away. I'm not banned from the Discord. I don't know. I think I'll never be exiled, technically speaking, as long as either I will not betray Destiny, which is like leaking everything that he told me to keep private, which he has shown me a lot. Okay. Sorry, that'd be blackmail. But like, or I don't know, like, so far it just feels as though like my primary content model is surrounding Destiny, and whether or not you like me or not, you know, it will always be revolving around that, to the point where you can pretty much assure that my like loyalty is like kind of assured, right? Like, it's not really up for question. Otherwise, it would be not good for my business model, okay? Am I saying I'm a grifter? Yeah, I'm a grifter to my principles, okay?
Yeah, maybe if you've only heard of Ethan in the last year, you might
Which is making money.
If you've only heard of Ethan in the last year, and you believe literally every deranged lie that he tells about Hassan because you're a fucking compromised idiot, yeah, you might think that. Yeah, you might think that. But Ethan has behaved like the most reprehensible,
is he okay?
Scum piece of shit by his own standards for his entire career. Calling Patrice Wilson a pedophile, comparing Ryan Kavanaugh to Harvey Weinstein, saying he runs a Ponzi scheme, infringing on
calling people a pedophile. Wow.
Trilla's copyright. It's beyond a joke. There are no standards for Ethan. There are no standards. LonerBox will never hold him to account. Hutch will never hold him to account. Diorio certainly will never hold him to account. Thank you, Juicy Dog, for the membership. Thank you.
And call it out, like, it doesn't affect
Destiny
them in the
does.
slightest. Like, they have
But Destiny
they're
does.
completely immune to all this shit,
right?
So
He doesn't mention Destiny.
People are going to
notice.
use something, and I guess Ethan used the fucking copyright lawsuit.
But Destiny does, right?
Oh, well, someone's going to do something, so it's fine to just do it. You know, someone was going to rape her anyway. Yeah, it's literally, dude, flashbacks to the Vosh argument. There's a woman in a cage in a restaurant, and they say, someone's going to rape the woman anyway. Someone's going to rape the woman anyway. Someone's going to destroy kaceytron's life anyway. You know, Sony was just going to come along and take kaceytron's house, actually. It was going to happen any day, so why not Ethan? What's wrong with Ethan doing it? Fucking idiot.
Wow.
Example of Tim Pool is because it's your claim that you don't give a shit about the motivations, the rationales. And so I'm trying to isolate that factor to show actually, maybe if this was against you or a person that you didn't quite like suing, maybe actually you would care about the motivation and whether they're misrepresenting it. But I would never, it feels like you're fighting the hypothetical.
But I would never do something as stupid as tell my audience, hey guys, you know, watch me watch it so we can deprive Tim Pool of a view. That's just idiotic. Like they made themselves so vulnerable by doing that.
Why is that idiotic? Why is that idiotic? Hutch is such a retard. And notice how LonerBox will sit here. LonerBox just sits here ruminating about the sweeping he's doing for Ethan. And at no point
how do they have a bridge, bro? Oh my god.
On the obviously 60 IQ positions that Hutch is taking here. Where he's like saying, I just can't possibly engage
how do
with
they
that
have a bridge? I don't understand.
It's just so out. I just can't even possibly engage with it.
Like this is like, oh my god,
so
the
funny,
criticism
so
is
funny.
off
So what
the
was I
wall
saying?
here.
What's
Or do
the
something
stupid shit
stupid
he says
is tell my audience, hey guys, you know.
Yeah, so how is that stupid to do? It's not part of the legal standard, so how does it open you to any additional risk? There is no reason to believe that saying, I'm maliciously reacting to this, opens you to additional risk. It's a purely manufactured reasoning, post hoc, that Ethan has made up to try and justify the lawsuits in the public eye, and try and draw a distinction between denims and XQC.
Watch me watch it so we can deprive Tim Pool of a view. That's just idiotic. Like they made themselves so vulnerable by
whether you would or not, it's a hypothetical. Why are you fighting?
You could just
like, it literally doesn't matter because he set the trap, so he had decided he was going to sue before they said that stuff. There's no way he could have known they were going to say that stuff. All that happened is they reacted, came time to decide, okay, I'm going to sue. I need to target the people I'm against and not the Asmongols, the XQCs, and anyone else. I need to come up with a standard that I can apply to these people that allows me to sue them and not the other people. Okay, here it is. They said this. That's all it is. He would have come up with some reason, if not that. And that's obvious to anyone. It's just logically has to be true because he set the trap before knowing they were ever going to say anything like that. So it doesn't open you to any additional risk. There's no reason to believe that.
Up by this sort of lawsuit by a creator if they really wanted to, Loner.
Like they made themselves so vulnerable by doing
whether you would or not, it's a hypothetical. Why are you fighting?
You could just as easily get swept up by this sort of lawsuit by a creator if they really wanted to, Loner. Yeah, I know. Like, the difference is though, is I don't use chemical weapons. Like I don't resort to fucking lying about people.
Bronx, it's in Ryan Beard's D4 vid video. It's at the end of that video.
Or even like or even the fact, like, in terms of what harassment ever comes from my audience towards other people. My audience are a bunch of fucking knitted scars. Like, there's literally nothing. The worst thing that anyone can do to me is prove me wrong about something, and then my audience will feel fucking embarrassed and be on my ass for it as well. So yeah, obviously I'm going to feel like there's more of an injustice if someone comes after me.
Well, no, you don't understand. You can't sue me because I'm a good person, but kaceytron's a bad person, so you can't sue her.
Tim Pool and shitting on him.
Yeah,
you could probably copyright me for that, even if I don't say it's marker replacement, even if I react meaningfully, even if I pause every 2 seconds. That can happen easily, right? I can do that. And I would feel quite pissy about him suing me, and I think it's a bit different to it coming to fucking like someone like kaceytron, and you know it's different as well, you fucking lying retard. Like, you know it's different. You're just
pressed,
like, trying to hold me to the exact same fucking standard as people who.
Yeah, dude, I could hear Kuihman suppressing a laugh. Okay, all right, you're trying too hard, Kuihman. Okay, Jesus. Quickly pretend that you don't find it funny. All right.
You are. Like, you're just doing the thing.
Okay, there you go.
The exact same standards people who are what? What are they doing that means they should be held to a different standard, LonerBox? It's people who are what? Just like total short circuit. Really think I should be held to the same standards as them? Yeah? Have you got a reason why not?
I mean, we hold him to the same standards, right? I get to determine whether or not LonerBox is held to the same standard. And as far as I'm concerned, LonerBox is not an unhinged snarker, so he probably doesn't deserve to be sued. Yeah, like that would be the argument I'll be making, right? I mean, I wish LonerBox could also make that argument, okay? Like, to be fair, all right? To be entirely fair here. Yeah. Because I want LonerBox to be able to defend himself against his so-called bridge with Kuihman, Jesus. Rough. There are people who just simply deserve to be punished. Yeah.
Yeah? Have you got a reason why not, LonerBox?
Thing again, where it's like you have to hold me to the same standard as people who break every single fucking like social norm.
Sure, what have
when
they
it comes to
done?
engaging
So what are
in
they
the
doing?
space.
So what are they doing? So what have they done wrong?
So, no, I don't
So
take it
what?
that
So wait.
seriously,
So what
sorry.
norms they break? So wait, what norms they break? He's gonna give a specific example here. Surely this won't somehow turn into another analogy about Israel-Palestine that allows him to avoid saying anything specific and just give generalities and not cite anything that happened in the drama.
Loner should leave the victims
Surely.
of the Discord. Maybe he can be normal again.
Thank you for the 4.99. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd feel upset if fucking Tim Pool sued me and I'd be in big trouble and all that. But it's like, at the end of the day, like we all know when we react to things that we are liable to get attacked for that. We know that like
Yep.
what we're doing can
Correct,
result
yes.
in someone coming to sue you. I just don't, tread in a way that's really giving people much of a reason to do it. And that's just the social understanding that we have.
Guys, just don't piss off rich and powerful people. Don't piss off rich, powerful, spiteful people.
That is
Have you
just
ever thought
about
of
the
that? Just
worst
not
bad
saying,
faith
not being
framing
critical
ever.
of people more powerful than you.
That is the
Guys,
worst
I don't know
bad
if you know
faith.
this,
The most bad
But the way
faith.
of the world
Jesus.
is kind of, the strong will do as they please and the weak will suffer what they must. I think you should probably figure that out, guys. I think you should probably figure that out,
Gotcha.
don't you think? Wow, great stuff, Loner. Wow, thank you, LonerBox. Thank you. I see why you love Israel so much.
Yeah.
By the way, for those of you guys who don't know, Kuihman is Jewish, okay?
I would say just, like, regardless of whether or not you would, what is your motivation here and the motivation of Ethan? I think it matters a little. Like, what would you do in this situation?
If I was dumb enough to say, hey guys, watch me watch Tim Pool, like, I don't know. I feel like.
Yeah, have you ever thought about just, like, not dressing like that?
Also, by the way, okay, that is the worst bad faith framing, right? Because it's only lefties. What the fuck is he even saying? Is he playing music through his thing? Why? Bro, the guy on the bus playing music out loud be like, okay, dude. Oh my god. Nice, good one. Good memes, I guess. Sorry, where was I? Oh, dude, that fucking blasting music fucking distracted me, dude. Sorry. The most bad faith framing... Sorry, I was gonna say this. The most bad faith framing is trying to frame things in the direction of, like, rich people oppressing poor people, okay? You're a poor person who have made a jab or a remark about a richer person, and that's why they're going after you, right? The best faith framing is there's a snarking community, and it's very difficult to punish them within, like, to punish them without being too unfair, okay? Without being too unfair. Because sometimes as a larger content creator, the only options you have to punish them are the ones that you must take and are not entirely fair, but is entirely fair in a sense, right? They're entirely fair because, well, I mean, if you're an adult and you signed up to be part of the snarking community, you kind of implicitly sign onto any kind of punishments of who you're snarking, right? Does that make sense? So it is fair, actually, right? It looks unfair, but it's fair, okay? Has Kuihman ever attempted to debate you, Foodshops? I think so, but I've rejected his debate requests. He's a better debater than me, okay? I would rather not.
Like, they were basically asking for it. They were basically asking for it.
It's difficult for me to...
So no bad tactics, only bad targets. You are a...
What were they doing? You know Jeffrey Epstein's a pedophile, right? And you just took a massage job from
fucking
it was dumb enough to say, hey guys, watch me watch Tim Pool. Like, I don't know. I feel like yeah, it's difficult for me to.
So no bad tactics, only bad targets. You are a fucking idiot. Like, you are so fucking stupid. No bad tactics, only bad targets. It's kind of like, it's like the problem with no bad tactics and only bad targets. Fuck me, man. Hang on.
Short circuiting, man. Just short
The problem with
circuiting.
no bad tactics,
This is
only bad
banger on
targets is
banger
when
violence.
one group unilaterally starts breaking
going on his
every,
phone. He's short circuiting.
Starts committing every social faux pas.
Sure.
that they can to
So what did kaceytron do? What did denims do? What did frogan do? How are they breaking? So I understand.
Being a part of a snarking community, I'm gonna say this every single time he says something like, so what did they do? So what did they do? So what did they do? Be part of a snarking community. And he's gonna say something like, oh, but that's like collective punishment. Like, who cares? You're just trying to justify any action against them. No, they are part of a broad movement. Like, for example, you would never say, oh, that specific soldier over there didn't deserve to have anything done to him just simply because he never done anything bad himself. No, you're in a war, you kill soldiers. That's just how it works, okay? You're not bringing into your decision making in the war on whether or not that specific soldier has done anything wrong, right? You're going to take out soldiers to get to your objective in a war, right? This is the same thing. This is a war of the online kind, okay? So you got to take out the soldiers, okay? It doesn't matter if they're a part of that faction, if they're a part of that warring faction, you got to take them out. That's just how it is. That's how it works. Kuihman? Dummy? Figure it out.
Right? If someone's like, you know, going crazy on doxing and slander and shit, like, I understand sort of a bit of reciprocity. I understand reciprocity as a concept.
Yeah, that's what's going on. Okay. All right.
That's not necessarily no bad tactics, no bad targets. If you have a standard of reciprocity, right? That's not necessarily no bad tactics, no bad targets, as long as you're fully justifying that. So fully justify it. Why is this reciprocal? How is this reciprocal? What have they done to justify this?
breaking every or starts committing every social faux pas that they can to deal with their opponents, and then with no fucking prompting, right? No bad tactics, only bad targets is when someone might come to someone like me and think, well, LonerBox, he doesn't really do personal attacks. He doesn't really.
Guys, no bad tactics, no bad targets is when you go after me. It's not when you go after my enemies. Guys, when you go after me, that's no bad tactics, only bad targets, okay? When you go after my enemies, that's chill. That's chill. That's chill. Wow, this is sounding very intelligent. I'm not gonna lie. This is sounding like high-level stuff. This is very high-level stuff here.
Really do lying. He doesn't do any defamation or underhanded tactics against people, but we're just going to use it against him because of his ideology. He's a valid target, any means necessary, whatever the fuck. But if I start responding to someone with underhanded tactics or things that like for example,
yeah, so he's talking about reciprocity there, right? So yeah, redistricting, great examples because they're available to you. That's reciprocity. Now justify that in this context, LonerBox. What are they doing? What are they doing?
Right? If Gavin Newsom unilaterally did redistricting when the Republicans were playing fair and not going against the Constitution and not...
How is there an F?
Ukraine Anna started a media group shop, posted her vid and content suggestions. Oh my god, that's what I was forgetting. Oh my god, I knew that I was forgetting something. Okay, yeah, Ukrainian Anna reached out to me and said oh yeah, can you promote? We've talked before. But yeah, okay, I'll do that after this, okay? I promise.
She'll be back.
Reinterpreting every single law against every precedent in American history to get their way, then everyone would say, what are you doing? That's no bad tactics, only bad targets. What the fuck? Why are you doing this? You literally made it an independent body for redistricting, and now you're taking it back into the partisan sphere unilaterally. But obviously, if he's doing it in response to Republicans doing it, that's different. Whereas you would go to Gavin Newsom, you understand this is the person you are, right? You would go to Gavin Newsom and say, so...
No, we're LonerBox. They want you to say, why is it justified, okay? So what have they done? What have they done?
Oh, no bad tactics, only
what
bad
is
targets.
the gerrymandering here, right? We see from Ethan's side, his gerrymandering is copyright lawsuits that could take the people's entire fucking lives to force them into giving, like, recorded apology statements. To force concessions from them, to force speech out of them, to quell their speech. So what is their gerrymandering? What is Denims doing? What is Frogan doing? What is kaceytron doing?
Why do you rise above it, man? Like, yeah, you just want people to get fucking raped. I don't know. You're just, fuck me.
In the hypothetical, because I wouldn't do something that fucking dumb.
Okay.
Okay, then let's. If it's so difficult to get hypothetical, let me change one last thing.
Yeah, he's literally so on tilt. The cognitive dissonance is so obvious because you know LonerBox is too smart to be saying this shit. Really, the cognitive dissonance is so obvious.
No, what? Cognitive dissonance is too obvious. Okay. Locate the grave. Let me see. Where is that found? Buried properties. Follow the red markings. Like, what red markings is the quest even talking about? Do you know what would be banger content? Playing Arc Raiders with anti-fans. Can you imagine a Kuihman, J-Stelk, and me raid group? Can you imagine how we just couldn't stop, like fucking legitimately hating each other? Just imagine if we were forced to play together. Like, we're just forced to play together, okay? We're forced to play together. Enemies have to be forced to play together. That would be cinema, okay?
He knows, he's just like agitated because he knows if he were to be honest, it's like a fucking nightmare. It's like a total fucking nightmare that he's in this area with Ethan's fucking dick riders. As much as he tries to taper some of the edges of it sometimes, it's become more and more apparent that this is just indefensible. That it's indefensible and retarded, and you've worked yourself into a stupid position built on fucking lies that you've been telling yourself for 2 years.
Suppose that it were the case that Ethan said, I'm suing these people.
I can't believe, like, I can't believe that they have a bridge. I would never let an orbiter talk to me like this. I would never let an orbiter build up an anti-fan community against me like this. What the fuck? Now I'm kind of pissed at LonerBox because it's like, how could you possibly have a bridge? Like, you have no spine. You have no spine. What? Hello? Are you afraid of Klein? Or
I want them to financially suffer, and I want to ruin them financially. And that was the motivation. Would you give a fuck?
I mean, it's not something that I would do personally.
Well, no, okay, but would you think it's a good or a bad?
I'm not asking whether you would personally do it. I'm asking whether you think it's good or bad.
I don't know how to apply labels to these kinds of things.
What?
You know
Wait, okay. Now I kind
know
of
how to judge something.
A very easy, like, moral question, Hutch. Do you think it's okay to sue people because you want to financially ruin them?
Well, I don't know. It really depends on the circumstances, right? Like, what did that person do to me?
Is there a Ethan Klein sniper
like
pointing at your forehead right now?
Whoa!
I'll say it. Yes, it depends. I think in this situation, I don't know enough.
Guys, what time is
you can't talk to people who think independently. There's a difference between thinking independently and then critiquing their positions versus going like, well, you've been deluding yourself for like the last 2 years, and you are taking Ethan Klein's dick so far up your ass that and then everyone is in chat is like, yes, LonerBox is a fucking retard. LonerBox has always been riding on Ethan Klein's penis. I can't stop thinking about it. Oh, I love thinking about LonerBox riding on Ethan Klein's penis. Hello? Yeah, there's a difference between critiquing and going crazy. This is going crazy. That's how bongers talk to each other? Well, I don't like it. That's how bongers suck.
Tell them when it's wrapping up and getting to like whatever the world.
It's just bongers. You mean the fake Americans?
The, like, Valve announcement. Because we'll tune in live for that and then we'll watch the whole thing on Kick.
What happened? But like,
bongers, please.
Stop comparing this to a fucking war.
Not even a real country.
One of them not being the same.
Your country is made out of like 4 fucking territories that hate each other.
Out to avoid giving any actual fucking details. Like, that's a silly thing to say in chat. Oh, don't use an analogy. But LonerBox is using analogies so that he doesn't have to talk about the topic. And it's very fucking obvious. He can't talk about the topic. He doesn't.
No, I understand why people watch Kuihman, okay? Whenever he's angry, Whenever he's angry, he's funny, okay? There's nothing funnier than, like, some fucking British motherfucker, okay, getting angry, alright? Because he gets to do, like, this fucking English accent, you know, that is filled with rage and anger, alright? And it sounds a little bit snivelly as well, alright? Which has this, like, you know, it has this, like, image in your head of, like, some nerd at school, like, fucking spurking out about some woman, okay? Like, I'm like, oh, she doesn't appreciate me. I wish I could make her understand. I get it. That's what you're here for, okay? But he's just wrong all the time. Anyway.
Know why he thinks these things are justified, so he's avoiding it. So he just goes, oh, well, it's like Israel-Palestine. It's like that thing we all agree on, right, guys? You can just shoot Palestinian kids.
And it's an analogy. Like, use your...
Kuihman is like an angry teddy bear. He's not a teddy bear. He's like a fucking... I don't even know if there's an analogy out there. He's like a fucking... He's like the last Toys R Us employee after the store has closed down, but he'll never give up his allegiance to Toys R Us, okay? There you go. That makes no sense. You're welcome.
What?
Wrong to sue someone to try to financially ruin them.
All right, can we pause for a second? Is it not possible that Ethan was motivated by two things that he has been consistently pushing against?
It's just like I'm so disappointed by this video, man. By literally, I was watching this, I was like,
why are you disappointed?
Like,
oh my
God. You are
Bro lets a single LonerBox video ruin his entire day. I can't. What is wrong with you? Bro just lets an entire LonerBox... Dude, he mauls, bro. I think... You know what? I understand why Kuihman defends Hassan now, okay? It isn't just because of Destiny or spiting Destiny or anything like that. It has everything to do... It has everything to do with taking after his mannerisms, okay? Kuihman takes after Hassan's mannerisms. He just mauls about every single thing, bro. And... Dude... It's so funny. It is funny though. Like,
way too
I'm
smart
laughing at
to
him.
Talking this fucking stupid and act like this much of a fucking coward. Take a position. Talk about the topic. Stop being a
not
pussy.
just being honest.
It's just react content where you basically just do
yeah,
no
you have
effort, don't
autism.
do any kind of reaction and basically just steal content. That he could be motivated by both that and personal grievance.
Kuihman when he's interacting with a love interest. Yeah, I think you're a little ugly, and you have some blemishes on your face, but I still have romantic feelings for you. And then he wonders why he's single. Good job, Kuihman.
Why does your
This is why you
audience
hate life.
Pisco so much? Probably because a lot of them are fucking Ethan fans. Like,
Yeah, it's despite the video, yeah.
Because they're
Just be honest. Just be honest.
dipshits as well.
Yeah, okay.
We try to keep them in line every now and then, but you shouldn't hate Pisco. What the fuck?
You asked, is it possible?
Just be
I understand
honest.
An is it possible question. I mean, is it logically possible?
Well,
By which I mean, does it entail a contradiction?
Does it look plausible to you that it could be both?
No, it does not look plausible to me. It does not look plausible to me at all.
And time. That's the promise slop segment of
All right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna skip Spider's calling because Spider is like actually mentally disabled. Like that guy.
Bro! Oh my god! Finally, some truth. Finally truth nuke. Truth nuke. Okay? Truth nuke. Epic truth nuke. Epic truth nuke! I approve of this message, okay? Based.
In assisted living, I think.
Right, wait,
I'm gonna refresh to see if I can fix this one.
Oh, okay, cool. But, all right,
I'm gonna refresh.
Spider's
my-
mentally
things that are
disabled?
written
I approve.
Okay, gotcha. Based on that 10-minute conversation, all right, who won the Ethan Klein drama slop debate?
Not enough time passed for a winner to be declared, in my opinion. I have no idea what. I don't know the merits of either side.
Is there personal beef there?
well,
All I
Between
know
who?
is kaceytron was horrifically embarrassed. It doesn't matter if she believed what she read or not. The fact that she had to read it was just tragic to watch. It was.
You're not a fan of his
I don't know if
call-ins?
anything was accomplished by that, but I mean, you can't.
No, like, no, there's no beef, okay? I just find him annoying, okay? Every single time LonerBox, like, has to do a segment or some shit, he comes in, states his stupid fucking opinion, as if it's the most important opinion in the world, and he tries to strike up a fake fucking conversation or discussion with LonerBox, even though it's clearly for the sake, of, like, of being parasocial, okay? Obviously, you know, I shouldn't probably be speaking on that because I'm very parasocial with Destiny himself, okay? However, I will say it's different, okay? It's different.
with these big boys who
I'm
have
funny.
money. Like, this is kind of like America in a nutshell. If you got money, you can bring almost anyone to their knees, man.
Still annoying.
There's that excellent John Oliver
That's the
segment
point.
on
Hope you
Slap
understand.
Suits where it's like they're
Moron.
just using it to silence
Dumbass.
people. It's because I can.
But please keep it up. Always speak the truth. Also, do you like Black Sabbath?
Thank you for the $5. Huge appreciated. Thank you. Black Sabbath's like, okay, I guess. It's like not too far in my mind from, you know, AC/DC. It's just like kind of that kind of classic rock that like I wouldn't really put it on generally.
What is he saying? What is Blood saying? I do not understand.
That is a good. That's a banger. Thank you for the membership, Spending Mary. Thank you. Thank you.
Afford litigation and lawyers, I'm going to make your life a living hell regardless of whether or not I'm justified in doing so. And I think that's potentially a bad thing. We should do something about it. I have no idea what the Klein circumstances are. Honestly,
Yeah, but
don't care.
But
where's my Sentinel core?
kaceytron and them needed to be smarter about how they went after him, and they failed miserably. So they
Is
can't
Megu
really
hates
cry
Kuihman?
foul.
I hate Kuihman. Oh, okay.
Like, if you want to make the argument for denims or even frogan, like you could probably, I could probably be quite easily convinced of that, even for denims' case, like especially. I don't think I ever thought denims was like one who deserved like getting sued in the same way. You realize?
So like, look, dude, you see how non-committal all of the statements are. I could maybe be convinced on that. I don't think I.
Yeah, why the fuck would you lose a connection with Ethan Klein? He's your way out to have a career. Hello? Yeah, you can criticize Ethan Klein without being unhinged. Like how you can criticize LonerBox without being unhinged. But this is clearly unhinged, okay? So discussion over.
I never thought Denims was like someone that like deserved to get sued in like the same way. Do you think the lawsuit against Denims is justified? Yes, no, why? Do you think the lawsuit against Frogan is justified? Yes, no, why? Do you think the lawsuit against kaceytron is justified? Yes, no, why?
Well, here's my guess, okay? I'm guessing the reason why he's okay with the lawsuit, like, but LonerBox knows how to put it in words. Like, should I really make the accusation? Should I really make the accusation that he's not really good with his words? Maybe, okay, maybe for this specific subject, he's not very good with his words, okay? Because he's not used to this subject, alright? Because LonerBox needs to be able to understand anti-fans. He needs to be able to understand the snarker dynamics, alright? I'm not, he has some understanding of it, I think, but he doesn't have, like, my understanding of it, okay? So, because again, it's hard. It's hard to do punishment. It's hard to do punishment against communities of smaller content creators that are looking out to destroy you. It's hard. That's the argument. It's hard to do that. So therefore, you're kind of left with no choice in lots of instances. If they're dedicated to destroying you, if they're dedicated to doing that, you don't really get to have a choice in trying to be more fair, right? After all, that's not really your concern anyway.
About to give us some of that one. Okay, he's about to give us some of that one. But his reasoning... dude.
Is that kaceytron is above and beyond when it comes to React stuff, right? Like, morally. There's no one who is...
Right, and that's Ethan's reasoning for suing her, right, guys? Because she reacted, right? It's not because of the things she was saying about him or because she's associated with Hassan and Denims and all these other people. It's not to do with that. It's because of the React thing. It's because of the React thing. Right, that's what this was about. That's not Ethan's logic at all. You know it's not. Ethan sees kaceytron, XQC, Asmongold. These people do about the same thing. There's not that much daylight between them. You know, I understand some XQC, maybe on average, XQC's reactions are slightly better than kaceytron's. They both engage in the same flagrant copyright violation. And so does LonerBox.
No, it's the stated reasoning. It's the stated reasoning. Okay, why didn't Ethan Klein sue Hassan then? Hello? Why did Ethan Klein sue Hassan? What? Hello?
And so does LonerBox.
It's because Hassan didn't state anything, and his work was transformative.
Okay.
fucking moral frogging about the kaceytron, who sincerely believes, even when I was fucking playing Warcraft and just fucking having videos on in the background and not pausing that often, even that was like way above and beyond anything kaceytron was doing. She fucking just leaves videos on.
There is no difference. To be honest, there's no difference in the content.
No, the difference is the stated malicious intention.
Legally, is what I was going to say. There's no difference legally.
The difference is the
material difference legally.
Okay.
You sitting there.
Okay. All right.
Watching, you know, whatever it is. The rest is politics. I just said it because I know we both love the rest is politics. You know, me and LonerBox. That's why we love LonerBox, man. That's why we love a great podcast.
What? Bro, dude, this just reminds me. Oh God, do you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of whenever Pisco says something like, "Oh, Hutch is my boy. Hutch is my..." Like, you have to constantly do this hedging and caveating to how much you love this guy, even though you're saying all the horrible shit about him and like going really, really hard against him. Bro, that's unhinged. That's unhinged. That's abusive, actually. Oh, I love you, but I'm gonna physically beat you up later. But I love you. Reminder that I love you. So therefore, you should forgive me, like physically beating you up later. Remember that. Hutch is my boy. Hutch is my boyo. Hutch is my boy. We love LonerBox. We love LonerBox. We love LonerBox. What the fuck, bro? Oh my God! Just burn the bridge already, man.
You're sitting there playing World of Warcraft Classic. Wiping at level 59 on hardcore. You're playing World of Warcraft Classic, wiping at level 59 on hardcore.
It's funny though, but it is snarking. I'm just saying. Like, this is anti-fan behavior. We're criticizing the little things and being petty. Yeah.
That's just as copyright infringing as kaceytron sitting there, you know, fucking ripping a bong, going, guys, I don't really get it.
Like ripping a bonger, am I right, guys? Oh,
every 20 minutes. It's just, you would both get sued.
I need to get the fuck out.
You would both lose. They're both incredibly strong claims if you get sued for that. It's not a material fucking difference. You're not drawing any serious standard here. You're just like, oh, I just really, really don't like kaceytron, is basically what you're saying here. kaceytron's just really, really bad with this. But there's no material difference. There's no line you can draw. It just, like, it really gives me, like, when I see kaceytron do it, it just looks even worse.
Kuihman speaks in absolutes.
Looks even worse. Great stuff,
Sith.
man, seriously.
Sith energy.
Okay. On and leaves a fucking loop of herself in the corner when she's not even there. Dude, what are you talking about? Then Ethan should sue XQC. Welcome to civil law.
They all chair react. Dude, fuck's sake. They all chair react. They all do that shit.
Oh, it's close.
The American law. Ethan should sue XQC. Welcome to civil law, idiot. Civil law is you sue who you want to sue.
But the point is that his stated aim is to protect copyright and protect the React community. Why is he not going after XQC if that's the justification? LonerBox is using the copyright infringement, the reacting, the bad reactions as justification here. So they are saying, well then why is he not going after XQC and Asmongold if that's the justification? It's not a matter of, well, Ethan has to sue everyone. He's required to sue everyone. That's not what that chat is saying. Obviously, they're saying if copyright and the React content is the justification, how come he's not going after XQC and Asmongold? Hence,
Hence, my argument. It's to be anti-fan, okay? Hence, my argument is correct, okay? Insert my argument here because I'm just objectively correct on literally everything, okay? You're welcome, by the way, for giving you guys free opinions all the time. You're welcome, okay? All right? This is why I'm just simply correct on everything, okay? Which is why it's okay, all right? You choose the people that you hate. Yeah, of course. You choose the people that you hate. Obviously, I do not support Ethan Klein's public lying about that, okay? As you guys know, I agree with Pisco to some degree, okay? Just keep in mind that. I do not agree with Pisco all the way. I just agree with some degree of Pisco's viewpoints, okay? He has went full off the walls, all right? Full fucking crazy. So, you know, I can't do that. Like, if I would probably advocate for Ethan Klein to be more truthful. Yeah, I'm going after them because I have no choice. It's because they're an anti-fan community and, you know, they're horrible, and there's no good way to punish them without like doing something like this. And I'm going to use copyright to do so. I'm going to use copyright to make this happen. Like I would probably say something like that, right? Does that make sense? Yeah, and obviously don't say anything that would compromise your lawsuit, okay? Like, say as much as you could truthfully, but not say anything that would completely compromise your lawsuit, right? But yeah, like, that's what something, that's something I would advocate for. That's what I disagree with Ethan, like, defenders on, I guess, right? Yeah.
Not the justification. He's just doing it because he doesn't like that group of people.
I don't know what they're talking about.
You sue who you want to. Ethan is not the American loss. Is not the
Ethan
American
is the
legal
American
system.
dream. Okay.
Everyone...
Ethan is the American dream. Guy is rich, made a business of his own, and now he gets to sue whoever he wants. Capitalism, baby. Woo! Sorry.
Once you get sued or no one gets sued,
yeah,
then make it a criminal thing. Campaign to make copyright a criminal case rather than
civil. Like, he's just like totally not the point, retard. Not the point. Nice one, you fucking idiot.
Civil lawsuits are always going to be based on whether or not someone wants to sue someone. You understand that, right?
Yeah, and why does Ethan want to sue them? Is it because of the react? No, it's not, is it?
Yeah, I mean, like Hutch said, they literally said, "I'm going to do the illegal thing," like on a live stream. So it's like, all right, like it's
that's not even the worst thing for me. Like the worst thing for me was the dog pile. Like I don't know, Guy, if you're aware that CPS got called on Ethan's like kids and like the government showed up to his home and like I'm not accusing. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, like you can't control everybody in your audience doing crazy shit, right?
No, I'm not. To be clear, I'm not
encouraged by the creators.
It's just more evidence that his motivation is spite than you're admitting it. You're so fucking clever. You're so clever. I don't know what, like, did you just have fucking goo in your ears for the last 8 billion times where I said that Ethan was doing this to kaceytron and there's people
Dude, oh my god, LonerBox, please be smart about this. Burn the bridge with Kuihman. Burn the bridge with Kuihman, okay? You need to do it, okay? You can't live like this. You can't live like this, all right? You can't let Kuihman fucking style on you like this, okay? He's taking... Okay, I think it's unfair. I think it's unfair that Kuihman is taking advantage of LonerBox's bridge while at the same time eating his cake. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. It's rewarding. It's rewarding him. Right? You benefit from a bridge with LonerBox and you benefit from scrapping with him? What? That's so cooked. That's so cooked. Who is orbiting who exactly? Yeah, you can't just benefit from a bridge and then also benefit from like doing anti-fan shit. Like, oh, this is crazy. Anyway,
so why are you using the copyright as a justification? You can't draw a material legal difference. You know it didn't play any factor in Ethan's decision making. So why are you bringing it up as a justification?
Simply because of the harassment, because of those communities? Yeah, of course he is. That's how civil... Tell me, how are civil suits not... How do they not imply... How do they not imply some degree of spite? How? You have to make the choice to sue someone. You can have 10 people fuck you in a way that is civilly liable or whatever, and it's your choice which one you sue. Mind. Obviously, say if one of them is nicer to you or is like maybe going to have more resources and you don't want to go for them, or they just haven't given you much of a reason to be upset with them. Of course, you're going to sue the other ones who are just being flagrant. It's obviously it's a human.
So you agree, LonerBox? Ethan is lying about his justification for suing these people.
Oh my god, just debate him already, please. Just debate him already.
The reason why he's not going after XQC and Asmongold
Dude, just debate him already.
Strategically bad
debate
choice.
Debate him.
Because the goal is to destroy these people.
Coward. If you DM him all the time,
so that's bad, right?
Then debate him.
So now you agree with everyone else, right?
Oh my Lord.
Now you agree. Now you're on board, right?
Choice.
Is this a point of contention? Good question.
To be clear, I'm not accusing those creators of like orchestrating that. I do think that Denims was like wildly irresponsible. There's one.
Hello, Spider.
Skip.
Well, he said one thing. That is okay to do. Like, it's, as far as you want to set like some kind of social standard
Hello,
or a social
Spidey
precedent in the streamer space,
me. That's
that
me.
makes sense. I think it's going to be stated.
Oh,
a malicious
Lord.
intent. Personal standard for choosing to take the civil suit forward
Get me out.
was because they stated a malicious intent. And
But that's not the social standard that is set. That is not the social standard that is set. As Pisco has laid out a million times so brilliantly, you know, XQC has stated malicious intent. He doesn't state it explicitly directed at Ethan, but he has said, acknowledged that he knowingly, willfully infringes on copyright deliberately to make money. He said it the whole way through. He's laid it out. The malicious intent is all there. So that's not the delineation. That standard is not being set. The standard that's being set is don't criticize Ethan Klein while reacting to his content. That's the social standard that's set.
And I think that is okay to do. Like, it's as far as you want to set like some kind of social standard or a social precedent in the streamer space, that makes sense. I think it's probably okay to do that. Like,
Wow, Kuihman, you're so smart.
It's not going to be legal. It's not going to be the legal precedent, but for socially, like, I think it's fair.
Just FYI, okay? What about all the other 50 trillion people out there who react to Ethan Klein's content, like, talk shit about it, and at the same time, Ethan Klein does not sue them? How does Kuihman reconcile with that? What the fuck? Hello? Yeah, like, what about people like fucking why doesn't he sue Frogan? Why doesn't he sue? No, he did. I think he did try to do that. But what about Hassan? Why not Hassan? Why not just go for the big boy? Okay, he's the big boy. He is the big boy, and he is the most hated boy. Why not just go after Hassan at this point? Like, what? Oh no, my razor fell to the floor. Oops. Hold on. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Whoa! Hey!
But obviously, when he's saying that it's going to protect other streamers from Disney or whoever else who come in with copyright suits, because it sets a precedent of Malice having to be the intent, what makes you liable.
Can you not,
that's not
can you not
true.
follow
That's
me?
not gonna
Hello?
change the law. Like, regardless of whether Ethan tries to set a precedent of Malice or not, it's not going to change the fact that if you have something registered and you
see, this is why I always have hope for
copyright it,
LonerBox, man, because
it's
you can
protected by
see he just can't bring himself to say the most retarded thing. You know, he can't bring himself to say the most. He can't bring himself to just not analyze the law correctly. You know.
What?
This is why I always have hope for LonerBox. Most people can just lie through their teeth. Okay, LonerBox clearly can't quite do that. He can just be a total spineless wretch for this entire segment.
No, dude, total spineless wretch. Wow, look at this orbiter and the person being orbited. Wow, he just called him a just called him a totally spineless wretch. Wow, that's normal, I guess, between content creators with bridges. Wow.
Copyright in terms of
Smarter than
strict
Hutchable.
liability, as in if you do it, it doesn't matter what your intent is. So he's wrong when he's saying that. But
Keeler listening?
it
Smarter
could
than
still be
Hutchable?
true that that's
Keeler
his
listening?
own personal, like,
Smarter than Hutchable?
or a social standard that he
Keeler
wants to
listening?
set. So it's just, I don't know why
Another
you get
3
so
weeks.
And also, the second
What?
argument to say that these are mutually exclusive, that you're going after malicious intent, but it's also because you don't like these people. Why can't it be both? Why can't it be that you don't like these people, you want to sue them, but you also don't want to do it in a way that basically sets a social precedent that everyone could just sue anyone?
Yeah, I mean, there's been like DMCA YouTube shit like for like a while, so I don't know why like people are like ass mad about this, with the situation. Kind of weird.
Chill, man.
Do you think
Kuihman? Ironically enough, you know what? They're in the same country, okay? Well, you know what you can do in the same country? Do some heinous shit. Okay, alright, that's enough. But by heinous shit, I mean suing. By heinous shit, I mean suing. I'm not Fed posting, okay? I'm not Fed posting. By heinous shit, I mean suing.
Happening for the end of the year. It's all next year now.
you think it's possible for like Ethan Klein to go after like Hassan probably or what?
Probably not, because again, that would be, he probably could legally, but morally, that would obviously undermine his standard because Hassan didn't express a malicious intent.
No, it wouldn't work legally because Hassan's work was transformative. Whether you guys whether people like it or not, like Hassan reacting to Ethan Klein's content nuke was transformative. He never even finished it because he kept on pausing all the time because he was mauling so hard. Anyway.
And Hassan was actually asked to watch the video, and he reacted for like 9 hours. So that would be a big overstep if he did it with Hassan, regardless of how much Hassan could.
No, he wouldn't have a case. He wouldn't have a case. He wouldn't have a case. He just straight up wouldn't have a case. Okay. He wouldn't, and he has asked Hassan to react to it. He asked Hassan to react to it on stream. Okay, so there's two prongs there.
Stats on the game waters.
Okay, I feel like Ethan Klein should went harder. Okay. Fucking made kaceytron poor, okay? He wouldn't. He should.
Wow, thank you, Spider.
Okay.
Amazing. Thank you, Spider.
Shut
up, Kuihman.
Of like,
this guy is like legitimately disabled. Why don't you call into a stream? Why don't you call into Pisco's stream instead of going on LonerBoxes where he's going to be, kids clubs with you?
Because LonerBox is his boy.
Like 70 IQ, total fucking drooler, but you clip his shit for free. So, what's going to be done? What can he do? What can he do?
Drooler.
Little shit, Sherlock. Come on.
Dan's at 2 hours.
It's just weird, cringe. Huh?
I
don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the nature of it, right? Not just the length. Yeah, the nature of it. So, yeah.
All right,
I'll go talk to Jay Stalk, or he can come on here.
Particular stream where she.
But he won't, because like I say, he's mentally disabled. He kind of knows that. He kind of knows that he should probably be living in a assisted living facility.
Sort of like implying that it was justified and this sort of thing, but like the massive dog pile that space, like all the creators in the Hassan orbit did with Ethan and Hila was like one of the most disgusting things.
Asking him to go on someone else's stream. I don't fucking know. It's so weird.
Turned out to be a real dumb fuck with some of the things she said. She was praising Osama bin Laden's manifesto on her stream, and then hearing that she's praising CPS getting called on somebody's ridiculous. So she just sounds like a real dumb fuck.
All right, you heard it here, folks. We are pro Denims is dumb on Live and Learn.
Let's go.
Happy we got to.
Well, it just shows you that not the smartest people don't always rise to the top. In fact, some of the most mentally unwell people tend to become the biggest streamers.
Great stuff. Yeah, so that's that video, guys. Dumbest LonerBox video I've ever seen.
Did you just say it was Goy Slop?
He talks like this.
Good one.
I know you can feel it too. It's so obvious. So it's just like, I pray he sees the light. I pray he sees the light. Because it is literally retarded down to the fucking core. There is no defense.
Oh my lord. Oh. Kuihman, can you not see the light basically indoctrinated into the anti-fan call?
You guys know we love LonerBox. In fact, we all love LonerBox.
No, I have faith in LonerBox and not be indoctrinated into the anti-fan call. No, I have faith in the other way.
Some gacha game apparently. What's this? I bet this sucks, man. I bet it's gonna suck. Oh my god, yeah, it's fucking terrible. Jesus Christ.
Why was this in the video?
Overdesigned fucking bullshit. Where's this? There is some LonerBox takes on the Venezuela stuff.
As they seize control of a massive oil tanker off Venezuela's coast. Word of the mission, the surprise mission.
You didn't respond because you haven't fucking made one, you idiot. Make an argument. Tell me why it is bad to seize an oil tanker that is being used to support the IRGC, to support terrorist activity. Tell me why that's bad. Tell me why that's bad to not let these fucking organizations fund their
I really
practices.
don't get why they have a bridge.
I mean, is it not?
I don't understand.
There's
in my 2 years of content creation, I don't get it.
Basis in international law for doing this. Right? It's bad because the process hasn't been followed. No process has been followed. It's just an act of aggression against a nearby country.
No.
It's sort of like if like, can we imagine maybe if there was like a massive super powerful country that sort of like outweighed all of its neighbors, and it said something like yeah, one of our neighboring countries has a corrupt government infiltrated by Nazis, and they're using it to fund, their Nazi activities. So we need to do a special military operation.
Okay, all right, okay, that's enough, Kuihman. Oh, okay, that's enough for today. Holy shit. Hey, if you enjoyed the content, I got more for you. It's on my second channel, which is Snack Markets. I'm trying to get as many subscribers as I could. Obviously, even though I got monetization, I'm trying to reach monetization with ads, so I'm trying to push it to 1,000 subscribers. We also got a Discord server. It is discord.gg/foodshops. We have a pleasant community. It's strictly moderated. It is just about the most sane drama community that you can never be a part of. Now, you can also follow me on Kick. That's kick.com/foodshops. I put all my VODs there. The VODs are not on YouTube. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can find me at @notfoodshops. Almost forgot one last thing. My online streaming thing really isn't possible without a large portion of my income coming from donations from people like you. If you would like to contribute, you can become a member or donate super chats and memberships during my streams. However, since YouTube takes 30% as a service fee, and you would like to maximize the money received for me, please donate on Kick, where Kick only takes 5% and I get 95%. You can even donate offline as well if you cannot catch up to the streams. Thank you for your support.